Hello everyone, and welcome to this brief recorded session looking at QuickBooks reporting, in particular how it filters. You ever run a report and you change the filter and all of a sudden the report is blank, or you can't pull a particular information from a data field on a form to a report that you would like to, and you're wondering why that is. Well, we refer to that here with QuickBooks as source versus target. We know that in the background of QuickBooks, debits and credits rule the world, but as far as reporting, the backbone of reporting with QuickBooks is source and targets, or where is the data on the form? Is it in the source area or the summary information area of the form, or is it in the target or detailed information? So we'll just talk about it as source and target, and I pulled up an invoice here to show you just the difference between the two. Most forms, you'll see, whether it's an invoice or even, let's say, a check, has kind of a top and bottom look to it, right? The source information would be everything above in the top area, and the target information, of course, would be everything below, or the detailed information. Same with on the invoice. We have the source area. If you had your AR accounts up here, that would be considered source, the customer job, bill to terms. And then you have your target information. The items and hitting the income accounts, for instance, would be that target or detailed information. So knowing that breakdown and how QuickBooks differentiates, let's go look at how that principle resolves itself with reporting in QuickBooks. So under the Reports menu, we're going to go Company Financial, which is going to pull up a simple standard P&L. And there is one particular filter that I always like to go to in reporting to prove whether or which side of the fence a report leans on. Does it look at source information only? Does it look at target? Or does it look at both? We know the P&L looks at both. So under the Modify Report menu, we click Filters. And I'm looking for the filter called Detail Level. It explains it right here. There's three options. We have All. In this case, the report is looking for all, summary only, or all except summary. So if I were to click summary only, which would be looking at just data pulled from source lines on forms or source areas, I'm going to click OK. In some cases, the P&L might go blank, or your report you're looking at might go blank, or it might have just reduced data on it. And why would that be? Again, I chose summary only, so I'm excluding all the detailed or target information on forms. Okay, but why would the cost of goods sold show up? Cost of goods sold show up here. So if I double click on it, zoom in, we know it's a journal entry, and we know from journal entries the top line is considered the source line. So cost of goods sold is hitting source here. When I changed the detail level to summary only, it's still this 3,000 and change is still going to show up on the P&L. Let's look at a different report now. Reports, Sales, and Customer Detail Report. Now, the Sales by Customer Detail Report we know leans solely to target or detailed info. How do I know that? Well, let's prove it. Modify Report, Filters, and then go back to Detail Level. And I'm going to choose Summary Only. And in this case, when I click OK, the report goes completely blank. So I know it's pulling from target areas on forms. So if I go back and choose Detail Level again, and this time all or all except summary would be fine. Now I want to show the payment method that my customer used to pay me. I want to pull it over on this report and see if that's possible. Just to give you a hint, it's not, but we're going to see why. So I'm going to go down and choose Pay Meth. Click OK. Now I do have a Pay Method column, that's fine, but where is the payment information? Well, to show that, I'm going to show you a different report. Again, that report has an embedded filter that is looking at only target data of sales items and sales transactions, so it's not really going to show the payment. However, under Reports, and I go to Banking and Check Detail. Now, you ordinarily wouldn't think a banking report or check detail would show this, but it's great. Now, everything in bold is looking at source, and that's not bolded is looking at target. Okay, so under the Modify Report, I'm going to go ahead and choose the column. Pay Meth again. I'm going to go to Filters, and I want Transaction Type Payments. So this will pull up the payments and the invoices that are linked to, and I want to show Detail Level again here. It's critical, and we want All Except Summary. And then I'll just leave it for all payment methods. And we'll see we have the payment methods for cash, and if I did all dates, we'll also see my Visa there. So if I went in and filtered by payment method, just to get a little more specific, Visa, it'll show that one. So again, this is how, and you could do the same on the payable side if you wanted to look at bills and their corresponding bill payments. So definitely use the detail level filter to prove what side of the fence a report lands on as far as source versus target, and this is how reporting lives in QuickBooks. Thanks for your time. Have a great day.